Hello, damn it. Get ready. Starting. There. Alright, let's start. Why is... Oh, wait, the countdown. I forgot the countdown. 19, 18...
The countdown. 15.
12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Start. Hello there. Welcome to my very first podcast / discussion. Whatever you gotta give a crap. Yes, you're not lying. Your eyes are not deceiving you. I got a special guest with me talking about. Please introduce yourself, sir.
Hello, I'm MeltingMan234 here, and I'm that guy, basically.
Give a little description of what you are mostly known for.
Well, I mostly just do a web series on YouTube called Forgotten Media, where I talk about random films, games, TV shows that have been forgotten over time. And yeah, it's been going on for a while, and I'm trying to get back into it, but the doggone summer has just been slowing me down with laziness and other things.
And today we're not talking about any of our forgotten obscure series or franchises. We're here to talk about what happened at E3, that if we can remember. Viewers, I will apologize that I might not talk much because over the week, since my brother had morning class for his summer semester, and my mom, for whatever reason, decides to use those mornings to go and do some errands, and I couldn't bring my laptop down there to watch over my youngest brother and some of my pets. So I don't have really much to talk about a game. So hopefully you hear the both of us idiots rambling.
Yeah, I pretty much tried watching a good amount, at least a good chunk of E3, and I already put down a few notes, so yeah, there'll be a few topics I'll be bringing up or talking about.
First, let us talk about the trailers of games that have not appeared in E3 but have surprised everybody. The first one is the elephant in the room, Bubsy 3D, the Woolly Strike Back. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah, I think it's just called Bubsy the Woolly Strike Bag, even though I just call it Bubsy 5 because it is just the 5th game out of the series.
Yep. I remember people throughout the couple of weeks and months, people joke about how Bubsy's gonna be in Sonic Forces because of a silhouette, and then when the customary characters, people will still joke about it until, boop, the joke's on them, they get a new Bubsy game.
Yeah, they get a new Bubsy game. Ha ha.
That's what they get for making memes out of an old game making memes out of a game that's trying to make or break the series to the fans.
Yeah.
From the trailer of it alone, the graphics are pretty subpar. Same thing with the gameplay. It's a little slow. Maybe it's just them warming up, so maybe the gameplay and the graphics will slightly improve better by fall. Who's to say? Will I get the game? Probably, just to give that Bobcat another chance. What about you?
I'm pretty surprised with everybody else about Bubsy making his interesting return. And yeah, the company that owns him now, I think it's called Tomo. That's like the company that bought out Accolade and Bubsy because it was just sitting around in a trash bin.
I thought Accolade.
But they did
I thought Accolade went out of business by the early 2000s. They were surprised they were still around. What were they doing the last 20 years?
Sure yeah, I think they're still out of business. It's just that Tomo or whoever decided to just buy the brand name. So in the trailer, it shows Accolade, even though it's actually Tomo working on the game. But anyway, yeah, gameplay wise, it's more of a return to 2D since a good majority of the Bubsy games were always 2D, and it seems like from the trailer I've seen, they seem to be a more heavy emphasis on platforming. So it's not going to be the Sonic clone or it originally was supposed to be. But yeah, it's a bit odd because back then they did a little experiment where they made a game called Bubsy 2 on Steam, and it was just them porting the first two Bubsy games onto Steam, so that wasn't much. So yeah, apparently that got them like enough confidence or crowdfunding or whatever to like, hey, let's bring back this character nobody wanted, basically.
And speaking of Sonic Forces, we got a trailer that seems like doesn't really surprise us, yet didn't really disappoint us at the same time. Like for one, they didn't they didn't put in any comedy, but I'm really skeptical of content of Graph being in the game. Their writing alone pretty much destroyed the past Sonic games since 2010.
Yeah, the whole new footage for Forces and yeah, it was like new trailer and a whole bunch of new gameplay showing off modern, classic, and the customizable character. Where I've seen in gameplay they refer to him as just Rookie, so I'm like, hey, that's what I'll call him from now on, Rookie the player.
And the one thing that really surprised us is the characters as the antagonists that are gonna probably most likely rival up. Metal Sonic, Chaos, and Shadow. Everybody's freaking out over Shadow the Hedgehog. He just went back to the dark side. What the shit?
Yeah. This is just a random theory that I had, is that the way this game's starting to shape up, like, aside from being the painfully obvious Sonic Generations 2, but it seems like it's gonna have, like, an emphasis on, like, dimensions, as Lazuka said with his whole crackpot retcon about saying, like, oh, classic and modern Sonic, yeah, they're in different dimensions and whatnot, so it almost seems like they're taking a page right out of the Sonic story in LEGO Dimensions, because that was a level pack where it focused on Robotnik using a device and pulling out like random creatures and whatnot from different time zones or dimensions. So, and ironically, Chaos was in there as well, being the final boss. So I guess that explains why Chaos is back into the dark side, even though he was reformed at the end of Sonic Adventure. But yeah, who knows?
Well, Sonic is understandable because he still got beef. Chaos and Shadow, nobody knows why they went back to the dark side. Did that mysterious new villain control their minds or something? Because there's that new villain.
Yeah, new villain who's I think he's called Infinite now, and I don't know, I'm not that too thrilled about him as of yet, because when I first saw him, he looked more like of a anthro version of a Pokemon character. I think it was called Noivern. That's it. Yeah, if you look up a picture of Noivern and look up Infinite, you'll pretty much see the similarities that I'm thinking of.
Yeah. I think the design is pretty cool, but we don't know much of the information. We didn't even hear a single dialogue, which is probably a good thing that will keep the voices up on hold until the game comes out. We don't want no fanboys blowing up again.
Yeah, but well, unless you count all the gameplay footage showing off where we saw like Sonic and Sonic's friends and whatnot just babbling on like, oh no, Death Egg robots are attacking. We need to find Shadow. So yeah, a lot of people were really pissed about none of the other Sonic characters being playable aside from just Sonic, Classic Sonic, and Rookie the player. So yeah, they're in the game. They're just NPCs and I remember I watched Yeah, they're just recycling their roles from Generations, where it all makes sense now. They're gonna be spamming, that whole homing attack guff and driving you crazy.
Alright, the next trailer is the one I've been dying to hear. I've been dying to get a new contact. Kingdom Hearts 3!
Oh yeah, that was their orchestra trailer showing off more gameplay, and that was pretty epic, especially with the music playing in the background, which was just more of a orchestra version of the boss theme from Birth by Sleep 0.2. But it was pretty epic, going, And
I love the graphics. The graphics are awesome. They've improved a lot in 2 years. Now, excuse me for my millennial slang term, but Hades' fire here is lit, and Maleficent's makeup is on fleek, just right.
Yeah, the game's showing off the Unreal Engine 4 that they're going to use. And they previously used it before in Birth by Sleep 0.2, which was part of the whole Kingdom Hearts 2.8 bundle. And it's like a game that takes place during the events of Kingdom Hearts, but it focuses on Aqua trapped in the realm of darkness. So I always pretty much felt that game was more of like a demo of what Kingdom Hearts 3 will be like. So yeah, still looking forward to KH3, even though it's going to take like bloody ages for it to come out.
Nah. Uh, and the one thing I kind of wish is they would put the English voices, because I would really love to. God damn it. Hold on for a minute, guys.
Ah!
Yeah, sorry about that, sir. No, guys, it looks like my mother called to find like a golden jewel bracelet that's left outside the table. So, Multi-Man, why don't you give your little more thoughts on Kingdom Hearts and maybe talk about other gaming stuff while I come back. Forgive me, guys. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Well, of course, this is a first for. Well, it's a first for me for doing this podcast, so yeah, I guess I'll continue on with the whole Kingdom Hearts talk and maybe revise on the Sonic thing. But anyway, the Kingdom Hearts 3, yes, the one of the infamous games to be stuck in development hell for who knows how long, probably as long as Half-Life 3 is. It's like that and but yeah, the game's slowly shaping off. They've been showing off a lot more footage of the Olympus Coliseum. Of course, this time we're actually going to Mount Olympus. Hooray! Something a little bit new instead of just them recycling the whole Coliseum bit and whatnot. But yeah, then we also saw a quick little update with the fight against the Rock Titan, where it was, it's all dark and it's raining and storming and ooh, big epic battles. Yeah, I'm actually kind of hoping we could see the rest of the Titans. Cause I mean, we got the Rock and the Ice Titan, so yeah, why not get the Lava and the Wind Titan there? Oh yeah, and the Cyclops. Yeah, I always keep forgetting the Cyclops. Well, yeah. And speaking of games that were in development hell for some time now, we also have Beyond Good and Evil 2, the highly anticipated sequel to the underrated game Beyond Good and Evil. I think yeah, that was called. I don't know. I haven't played that game that much. It's I know it was called Classic. It was
Just need to grab
underrated.
my
It
keys
has
and
its
see
own
what's inside the
problems.
house.
Now, hey, we just did. Someone did. Where was that? Oh yeah, Beyond Good and Evil. Yeah, that was quite the surprising reveal. Even though they later said, yeah, it's called Beyond Good and Evil 2, but it's a prequel. So, well, I don't really know much about that game, so I know a lot of people were pissed off about that. But hey, we're getting a new Beyond Good and Evil game, so I guess that's good enough for you. And besides, that's just a real big pet peeve of mine that I have where people name sequels, even though they're not really sequels or they say they are. So, a good example with that would be Serious Sam 3 Before First Encounter. Yeah, the subtext clearly says that it's a prequel to the game, even though they had to go and slap on a 3 on it, even though it's not really a sequel. So, yeah, it's a real pet peeve of mine that I have for these kind of titles. Yeah, this is pretty embarrassing, seeing as how, Yeah, I don't think I can view the live stream because yeah, she's hosting it and I'm not. So there's people. I'm sure there might be a few people writing comments. You did it, I read.
It's my mother. Sorry about that. Just be quiet about this. Ma, solo encontraron el pin de oro. Está junto a la televisión.
¿Sí lo encontraste?
Ese es el pin.
No te escucho bien.
Pin. Se ve como una grande versión del baby pin de color oro.
No es grande, es una pulsera que va en la mano.
Pues no pueden
No son aretes ni son para el cuello, son para la mano, es una pulsera.
no pueden encontrarlo.
¿Ya saliste afuera?
Sí.
Tiene que estar ahí.
Solo yo veo, solo yo veo bolsas.
¿Y caminaste a donde estaba el carro?
Sí.
¿Y
Nada,
adentro de la casa no hay nada?
nada, solo yo encontré ese pin de color oro. Es todo.
¿Qué es? ¿Eso es para la mano o de qué me estás hablando, color oro?
El pin, cuando tú clampas junto de la ropa,
¿Qué fue lo que encontraste?
el baby.
Mándame una foto.
Okay. I am very sorry, guys. It's a good thing we did the live stream because otherwise this would interfere with our chatting. You see what I mean?
Yeah, wow.
And yes, the ringtone is the theme song of Poppy the Performer.
Ah, yes, that really bizarre Japanese cartoon series. Anyway, where were we? Oh yeah, I was just babbling on about Kingdom Hearts 3, and then I shifted over to Beyond Good and Evil 2, because like, oh yeah, speaking of a game that's been stuck in development hell for so long, here's Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Never heard of Beyond Good and Evil.
Ah. Yeah, I've heard a little bit about it. I haven't played it, but I know it's like underrated classic and it has a cult following. And then it's like, hey, I know they teased about a sequel way back in 2008, and then it was just left abandoned for a while. And then this year's E3 comes, it's like, hey, we're making that sequel, even though it's actually a prequel, even though we have a 2 on it, but hey, it's coming out. And I'm sure a lot of people were annoyed by it.
Yeah, now we can talk about what's going on at E3. I didn't remember much of Bethesda or Ubisoft. Just a couple of games from Bethesda. The one that I was somewhat looking forward to is the Evil Within 2, mostly because my brother got the game before, and it was very entertaining to look at, to the point that we named one of our cats after the main character, Sebastian. Ow. Mostly because Sebastian is a black cat and a guy. And the main character, Sebastian, has black hair. And I really like that it has that Resident Evil 4-esque feel of the mystery and the scary factor. And creepy abandoned places with psychopathic monsters coming after you and killing you with so many weapons and green solutions for you to collect. Oh man, I'm trying to send a message to my mother, but it looks like it's not receiving. What's going on? Oh well. What? Any thoughts, MeltingMan, from Bethesda?
I didn't see that much of Bethesda. As for like Ubisoft, I caught a few glimpses. Like the one that I'm sure everyone that stuck into my mind was the whole Mario and Rabbids crossover. I heard like a rumor about it a while ago, and it's like, oh hey, it's a thing. They're doing this really weird crossover with Mario and the Rabbids.
The one thing I was looking forward was the one thing I remember was South Park, the Fractured But Whole game, because I pre-ordered it and it's going to come out 10 days after my birthday.
Ah, interesting.
Let's see, what else is there? Well, we could talk about the PlayStation.
Oh yeah, the stuff that Sony showed off and whatnot.
There she is.
After this call.
Hello? Hopefully that's going to be the last call from my mother, but I know that's saying bullshit.
Yeah.
And now you know, guys, why it's hard for me to record my lines before family intervene. I have no room.
Here. Here.
Okay, so
Anyway, we're going to
Sony.
Yeah, we were going into Sony. Yeah. What Sony showed off today?
I don't remember much other than the Insomniac Spider game with Spider-Man voiced by Yuri Lowenthal, aka Sasuke from Naruto.
Oh, I didn't know that. I remember hearing people like, "Oh yeah, new Spider-Man game," and then I completely missed out because I don't know. I guess I know a bit about Spider-Man. I'm just not really much of a hardcore Spider-Man fan with the original comics and whatnot. And besides, seeing as how like DC and Marvel comics they've been going on since forever, and I usually like to start in chronological order. Yeah, it would pretty much take me decades to get all caught up with Spider-Man and the lore and whatnot. But yeah, I'm sure it'll look fine and dandy for the Spider-Man fans.
Any other games? The God of War game does look pretty interesting.
And what? Oh yeah, I remember them showing off the new God of War game. Then another interesting thing that I saw was the Shadow of the Colossus remake. It's like, yeah, it's that fancy stylized game where you attack titans by mounting on them and finding their weak spots. That was back in the PS2, and then they ported it on the PS3 by cleaning up the graphics a bit. So now it's like, hey, we're gonna remake this game for the PS4. So yay! I always wanted to play that game. So now that I have a PS4, I can.
There's also another zombie game for the PlayStation 2 called Days Gone.
Days Gone, yeah. I thought you were about to say Metal Gear Survival.
The one thing that my brother was very happy to hear was that the Monster Hunter series is coming back for the PlayStation. Monster Hunter World. He really likes the game, how the scenes look, especially the giant dinosaur, especially when the waterfall pushed the dinosaur over a cliff, never to be seen again. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
Oh yeah, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. That's the I think that's like a remake of one of their games that they're working on, and yeah, that's all I know. I don't know much about Marvel vs. Capcom.
Well, everybody made
not really into those.
Everybody made a meme out of Dante's new design, and from what I've seen, he looks hilariously ugly.
Yeah, ugly. Yeah.
The last one. Then there was some Skyrim and Call of Duty crap.
Oh yeah, nobody cares about Call of Duty, and yeah, Skyrim is a thing and whatnot.
Except for Heavy Rains and Beyond Two Souls, which I don't remember much.
Yeah.
Now let's go on for the juice. Now let's go on for the juicier part. which is Nintendo.
Yeah, Nintendo. Even though it's been interesting with Nintendo at E3s these recent years, because it feels like ever since the Wii U backfired on them, they're not as like big and open as they used to be with their big panels, of course. Because nowadays they just have like a small booth shoved in a corner somewhere. But they surprisingly had a lot to show off this year.
For Nintendo Switch, one was, well, Splatoon 2. It seemed very interesting, even though I didn't play the first Splatoon for money.
Yeah, I wanted to play the Splatoon on the Wii U, but it's like, I don't know. Of course, nowadays, now that the Wii U's dead and all, so like, well, maybe now would be a good time before they start becoming rare and whatnot from, collectors and whatnot.
And the next one is, well, the Yoshi Woolly's World, I think?
Yeah, I don't think it was given a name. It was just called Yoshi, which I'm sure is just a placeholder. And when I first saw it, I was kind of getting more of a Yoshi story vibe out of it. Although it did have kind of that fuzzy
It feels like it comes out of a
Yoshi's
children's pop-up storybook and using Yoshi plush dolls as characters to play along.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is, yeah. Yoshi's Woolly World, the sequel.
And the next one is, well, Kirby.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think I heard about a new Kirby game. I didn't manage to get a glimpse of it.
I don't remember much other than one of Kirby's new power ability was him looking like a Japanese cleaning lady and using a broom as a weapon to make giant winds. Ish.
Yeah. Housekeeping, whoosh.
And the next one is that to surprise everybody was Metroid Prime 4. And then another Metroid game.
Yeah, Metroid Prime 4, and then Metroid Samus Returns, which I've heard is going to be a remake of Metroid 2 on the Game Boy, which might have explained why that fan-made Metroid 2 remake was given that cease and desist claim by Nintendo.
I don't know much, but what do you think the game is going to be for Metroid Prime 4 and Metroid Samus Return?
Well, I haven't played that much of the Metroid game. I've only played the first one on NES and didn't get very far in it. But yeah, Metroid Prime, I'm sure that's a pretty good series.
Yeah,
So.
I never played much of Metroid either. The only game that my brother and I played was Metroid Zero Mission. I think it was on the Game Boy Advance. Our first and only Metroid game that we played and completed.
Yeah, nice.
And the next one was, well, Mario Audacity.
Mario Odyssey, where they showed off a lot more of the, well, not abilities. They showed off one new ability, and that was the whole bit with Mario taking control of whatever he sees, like frogs or cars or people. And I already made a comic joking around where Hattie's explaining him like, "Oh yeah, with my new powers, you can take control of anything." And then he imagines like him being yeah, like it imagines him being like taking control of the Heavy's minigun from Team Fortress 2. With another panel, he imagines that he's taking control of a pole at a strip club, and some hot chicks just dancing all over him. Well, he didn't say anything, so yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they made references of booze in there. Hey, it's in the New York-esque environment. You never know. And then later...
Yeah, they did show like a spooky...
and then the
yeah, one of the spooky levels.
Yeah, and then the SJWs complained about one of Mario's costume looks like a Mexican stereotype. Nah, the people are bitching over it.
Oh, yeah. I saw like... I saw the title of that on a video of Alpha Omega Sin, who's surprisingly coming back from the dead after years of absence. But yeah, the whole deal about people getting offended about one of the cosmetic sets of Mario dressed up in like in a sombrero and a poncho and whatnot, and there's like, oh, he's offensive against Mexicans, and it's like, well, you have a world in there that has that kind of, Day of the Dead style to it, so you know, if it's like a world based off of that, I'm fine with that. And besides, you know, TF2 did that once where you had like the engineer having a set of cosmetics where he actually wore a sombrero and a poncho and a skull mask. And you don't see anyone complain about that being racist.
Yeah, well, this is not the only time I saw CW complain about it. Almost immediately after Twin Tails made her appearance, that people were obsessing over her nice ass being so extra thick. I saw feminists bitching about how she is being whitewashing to Africans just because her pigtails are white and not black or poofy or afro-like. Oh, humanity! I'm fainting. Give me some water. Give me some air.
Yeah, damn SJWs and whatnot, always ruining our fun.
Let's see what else is there. Well, the Mario. Once again, the Mario Raging Rabbit crossover.
Yeah, the Mario and Rabbids crossover. That was just. I remember I heard a rumor about that, and I thought it was just fake, but then more images started showing up. It's like, nope, it's real, it's happening. So I guess Nintendo's thinking, like, well, since we're cursed to deal with lack of third-party support after our fallout with the Argonaut games, we might as well make these weird, crazy deals with other companies and do crossovers, like how they made a deal with Activision to feature Bowser and Donkey Kong in one of their Skylanders games, and now we've got Nintendo teaming up with Ubisoft with this Rabbids game.
Next thing you know, they deal with Lego to bring the Mario characters inside.
Yeah, if like Lego Dimensions is still a thing.
Oh yeah, we can't forget another one. One of our favorite childhood games, Crash Bandicoot.
Ah, yes, mate. I was like super hyped when they showed off like more gameplay for Crash Insane Trilogy at E3 and showing off how Coco's playable in all 3 games. Yay! Even though it was kind of already leaked ahead of time. But yeah, there was that, and there was some guy dressed up in a Crash Bandicoot suit, just like in the old '90s commercials. And during that same time, they also had a they also had a E3 at one of their E3 conferences related to Crash. They had a little interesting Naughty Dog at reunion where they had some of the original people that worked on the original 3 Crash games, and they talked about their experience in the game. So that was pretty fun. Nice nostalgic moment.
I did.
Well, yeah, that game's coming out in like. What's that?
It's coming out what?
Oh yeah, the Insane Trilogy. It's coming out in 2 weeks now on June 30th, and I've already pre-ordered the game, so I'm all set and ready to plow away through it.
Yeah, I saw some gameplays and cutscenes comparisons between the old games from the PlayStation and the new cutscene. The one that really gives me more memories was the 3rd game. The first game that my brother and I owned, though, it's the 2nd game that we played. The first game was the first Crash Bandicoot, but the neighbors' kids were being assholes and never let us to finish playing the game. They only allowed my young brother to finish the game, and they only allowed me to fight a boss. That's it. They didn't even allow us to finish the final boss of Cortex.
Ah, that sucks. But yeah, Crash 3 was always the game that was my nostalgic childhood. So it was also the first video game I ever played, so I have a lot of nostalgic memories of that, along with
Did he start out as a professor in the first game or something?
No, Ripperoo was just an insane kangaroo in a straitjacket that had
So-
in the instruction manual they said he went through like the Evolver way too many times. So
If so, was that a reference to that obscure manga that you talk about where Ripperoo started out as a professor?
yeah, of course. Then again, the Crash Bandicoot mangas are loosely based off of Crash Bandicoot too. So yeah, the whole deal with Ripperoo being a professor was like an attempt for him to, you know, go to rehab and get fixed and whatnot. Although he still goes insane whenever he gets hit by a TNT in the game.
So either they put that as a reference to an obscure manga that nobody knows, or it's just the biggest coincidence, one of the biggest coincidences in the whole world.
Well, it's not much of a coincidence, 'cause in the original Crash 2, they had Rebrew as a professor, and that was before the manga came out. I will say there is one thing that they could have taken from the Japanese version of Crash, and that was the little remake with Papu Papu in the first game, where in the original he was just super easy to beat, and in the Japanese version they made it a bit challenging by giving him more health and his spin attacks becoming more faster as you give him hints. And I've seen the gameplay footage for the Papu Papu in the Insane Trilogy, and it looks like they've taken pretty much straight out of the Japanese version. So he takes more hits to beat, and I think his attacks get faster. So yeah, that's a great improvement right there.
So is there anything to talk about? Because I really have nothing much in my mind.
Alright, well, one more thing related to Nintendo we forgot about was the Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga remake. That was a big surprise to me.
Ooh, Superstar Mario. Yeah, this E3 alone kind of persuade me to get the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, I still need to get a Switch. If I had more money.
Me too. Right now, my family and I are saving up money to go. What?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I was about to say, yeah, if I had more money and more room for my game consoles, because I've got like a bunch of them.
Yeah, my family and I are saving up money for next month's Anime Expo. We're gonna get a lot of stuff. More Blu-rays, figures, maybe some poster decorations, and artwork and art supplies. But mostly the Blu-rays and DVDs.
Nice.
So, what are you gonna be doing there soon later, Melting Man?
Wait, what's that?
What are you gonna do after this, Melting Man?
I mean, after we get done with the podcast?
A very short podcast.
Yeah, very short, yeah. Well, I don't know, hopefully I can get back into doing Forgotten Media episodes, because I gotta work on Mixed Batch 6, and then work on the 75th episode special, which that'll be interesting to hear about.
Yeah, I just finished the title card for you. Brother and I just finished the title card for you. You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks.
Well, as for me...
Let's see.
As for me, I think I might have to go back downstairs before my family comes back and kills me for not watching over the cats. I think we're done discussing what we have in our thoughts. Thank you for coming here, Melting Man.
Yeah, no problem.
And sorry guys for the delays and setbacks and just interruptions from my mother. And I'm very sorry. So I'm sorry if you guys didn't expect much, but this was just our thoughts. So thank you guys, and thank you, Melting Man. I'll see you guys later. Hopefully I have another video coming up. Bye bye.
Yeah. Yep, see ya.